Hi there, welcome to another episode of the Confrontier. Glad you're watching. Now, today, of course, I'm going to discuss something else. It's been a while since I last did a video, but I hope you are eager to watch and listen to another one. So, what am I going to discuss today? Well, today's subject is going to be money. Yes, we're going to talk about money and mostly about how to deal with it. You see, money doesn't make you happy, it won't, but it will certainly make it easier to achieve that happiness, and most of all, and that is the happiness we're mostly looking at, it will help you to live without stress, because there are a lot of things you can do with money, but there are even more things that you have to do with it and for which you'll need it. And if you run into the situation where it is difficult to make ends meet, as they say, money is a very stressful thing indeed. You will only find people who have got enough of the thing saying that, well, money doesn't matter or that it doesn't make you happy. There's a truth in it, of course, but it's easy to say so when you haven't got that, when you have certainly got that much yourself. Made a little mistake here. So, without giving full disclosure of my personal situation, I can say that I am luckily not in the situation where I'll have to stress about money. Not at all, actually. That's not to say that I'm a billionaire or millionaire or whatever else you might call someone who is pretty loaded, but I'm certainly not in dire straits. You could put it like that. Now, part of this, and you'll find that is the case with most people who have riches. And by saying that, I mean substantial riches. The main thing is just being born in the right situation. Don't let others tell you that anyone can become rich or that anyone can earn whatever. That is only true to a very, very small degree indeed. Generally speaking, the people who are rich, the people who have money are the ones who were born with it, or better said, born into it. Rich people. Does that mean that the situation is hopeless if you are not yourself a person born into money? Certainly not. I myself am also an example of this. Though we certainly weren't poor at home, we weren't particularly rich either. And like I said, compared to what some people would consider rich, I'm a poor man indeed. I'm just in a situation where I don't have to worry that much, if at all. But that's also partly due to the way I decide and choose to live. And that is something that is essential, really. You see, the thing with money is not so much that it's a matter of money coming in, it's also a matter of money going out. And the thing that will help you get more financially secure is mostly assuring that you don't spend too much. Basically, if your so-called money scheme is that you want to spend whatever you have, that is a terrible situation to be in. And I would advise you to work towards improving that. Money earned is mostly money saved. And you see, the situation is just very much stacked against people who have little to spend. And the situation, the game, you could say, of life is rigged in such a way that people who have already got a lot are the ones who benefit the most. Keep in mind, even though we generally don't like to acknowledge it, society is built around the rules and around the opinion and around the recommendations even of people who are rich, because those people are the ones who have the most say in whatever happens in the end. That is not a conspiracy theory, that's basically how it works. This is mostly an ad hoc thing. There are no cabals and no conspiracies between all the rich people in the world. But like I touched upon in a different video, it's a matter of synergy. So, because the people who have money are the ones who are in a position to influence things the most, things tend to go their way, basically. That's why you'll always see that laws and so on generally favor the rich, even if they are intended to protect the poor as well. Now back to what I was discussing. Basically, you have an income, at least I hope you do, and your income, well, that is not something you should try to spend. Of course, whatever you don't spend ends up unused, you could say, and will not improve your situation in general. That's true. But keep in mind that there is a lot about your situation that is perhaps not necessary to improve upon. Like I've said in many different other videos by now, the world is full of temptations. The world is full of people telling you you need to buy things, that you need to do things, that you need to order things, go, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on, in order to be a happy person. But all of this is just intended to part you from your money in favor of a person who is better able to make use of it, or at least tries to do so. So the thing is this: if you save money you have, it ends up accumulating, of course, and that will give you luxury, of course, without stress, or at least with less stress than you would live in if you were a person who was actually not using that money to make that more comfortable life possible. Comfort in life is not so much a material thing. You can, of course, buy material things to improve your general station in life and your general situation. But financial comfort is mostly a matter of being able to spend what you need when you need. If you are able to keep enough money behind, to have enough money saved, invested if you want, to allow you not to have to spend money you don't have, you're in a very good situation. You see, money has a habit of making money. That's part of the system I talked about. Money is something that will make more money. You need gold to make gold, as you could say. And that is something the very rich people in the world are extremely good at. Keep this in mind. Imagine you've got a few million invested and you earn, say, 4% on that income. Now, if you are talking about, let's say, 4 million, you are talking about a very pleasant sum already, and that is being earned on money that you have invested, that you're not doing with anything, that is generally accumulating just by being as much as it is and by being invested instead of spent. That is the way it works. And so there are many other ways. If you are able to save money and put it away, you will find that the money generally increases in amount. If you don't touch it, it will increase. That's even the case if you've just got it saved on a regular bank account, because even if savings don't earn that much as a percentage, you will find that when you're talking about reasonable sums, even a little bit of a return on your savings is a respectable sum. Now, like I said, I'm not talking about me being a millionaire or whatever. I'm not. However, I am, I could say, able to make quite a decent living from just having a general salary, never spending at all, and having enough money to go by in the background to never have to worry, really. This is, of course, something that will, even if you earn a lot, which I don't, that will take time, but it is certainly worth letting happen. Money well spent is basically, in many cases, money saved. Like I touched upon in other videos, having enough money to buy quality will also save you money in the long run, because you will be able to save money on things that you don't need to replace, or on things that are actually worth something, or on things that will last a long time, and so on, and so on, and so on. If you are forced, alas, that's a situation for people who have less to spend, or you have chosen to generally buy things on the cheap, you will be less well off in the end. That, I think, apart from generally not needing so much that is being offered, mostly because you are actually sabotaging yourself in the long run. And now, you don't need to be rich in order to be happy. In fact, in some ways it may be counterproductive. However, it will make your life less stressful. And stress is one of the main problems you can run into life, because if you feel a lot of stress, it will interfere with whatever you're doing. It will impact your health. It will make things more difficult for you. It will cause you to run into troubles because you might have difficulty handling your emotions and whatever. Avoiding stress is something that is very much worth pursuing, and doing it partly by not putting yourself in a situation where you have to worry about money. Perhaps one of the worst stresses you can feel is financial. Makes it very much worth your while to try and avoid it. And the thing is that you can, even if it might, at least at first, force you to live a rather frugal lifestyle. Now, keep in mind, of course, that I'm not saying that you can just save money. If your situation is so difficult that it is basically impossible to save money, this message is not for you. This is for the people who are basically living in enough luxury and in enough comfort already to be able to put something away and have the time and the opportunity to let it accumulate. And this will also allow you to have other ways of, well, cutting costs really, or avoiding costs, because it will allow you to, for example, isolate your home, or it will allow you to buy solar panels, or it will allow you to buy quality food. It will allow you to go to a good gym. It will allow you to take classes and so on, all things that might help you improve your life in general, but also your financial situation. The game is rigged against people who don't have enough to save or are unable to save. Keep in mind that even people who have debts are being earned from by people who make a living out of parasitizing on that. The game is rigged, but alas, it's the only game in town, as Neil Gaiman would put it in his novel American Gods. So basically, this is my message for today. Having money is partly, perhaps mostly, a matter of not spending it. And you will really find that if you are able to put enough away, it will be possible to live life very luxuriously, provided you also keep your needs in check. And keep in mind here, plain and sane as I tend to put it, your needs are generally less than people want them to make you feel they are. You need less than you think. And if you are able to think that way, you will be able to get what you really need and live more comfortably and less stressfully than you would if you do want to buy everything you don't need. Basically, that's what I'd like you to remember and what I'd advise you to live by, because it will help you a lot in your life. So this was today's bit of inspiration for you. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me mostly, and I hope that my advice will be of use to you. If you like what I'm doing, and if you'd like other people to find out about it too, don't hesitate to subscribe, and don't hesitate to like, and don't hesitate to let other people know. Thank you for watching. Bye.